Well, in this session, I'm going to thoroughly discuss a sync-to-sync system designed to efficiently handle synchronous or asynchronous tasks between different threads. Essentially, there's thread 1 and thread 2. In the case of a sync, it's air work. As such, I will be in a blocking state until a particular task is duly completed. For instance, thread 1 instructs the task to perform, and I wait until it's done. After thread 2 finishes, I proceed with my own task. This illustrates the sync approach. Conversely, thread 1 issues precise instructions without any waiting. It is not in a blocking state. They just do their own thing. In the meantime, thread 2 is doing what thread 1 tells him to do again. Let's call the method of ordering 10,000 and coming out without waiting like this as async. If I ask you how this works, I'll talk about it in a game engine thread. Now there's a main thread that's running the game engine right now. And here I've used a class called 3executor. Well, right now isn't API important. So at this point, I will have to wait through the sync job function. And instead of that, if you use this sync, you can just call and execute your own job regardless of blocking. He will do his own thing. Then, a new thread is created for both this sync and this sync, because I need a new thread that can handle the work I just passed over. So you're going to do your own thing. What kind of flow is going to take place? And in what form do we need these things? Let me explain through additional examples in which cases these functions are needed. For example, I want to load a project in the game engine, but you might want to make it unmotivated. It's just that I turn on the project, for example, the game engine. I have to work on this project, and the moment I click on the project, the new thread is asynchronously loading that thread, and on the other hand, the main thread is turning its own logic. There can be cases like this. At that time, this load thread that is loading this project says, I'm going to load the shader now, but I want the main to do this compilation itself. Then this load thread syncs for this main. Now, if you draw more pictures until the shader is compiled, there is a load thread. There is a main. He's just loading and running a sync. Let me compile it. Then you can sync this example of waiting for this main to compile, and when it's done, then you can go and do additional loads. Well, async, for example, the main one, I've created a thread. If you say that you want to wait for an event to occur while turning the wyman, you can just call async. And inside this, you can turn the wyman around the wyman like this and wait for the event. But you can do your job independently of the game engine. If so far we have been talking about a rough example and flow, now we will talk about how it was specifically implemented in the next time.
I intend to provide a comprehensive overview of the class.